Chapter 1. In a small, ordinary town, nestled away from the prying eyes of the bustling world, there lived a boy named Oliver. He was not aware of the extraordinary destiny that awaited him, nor the magic that coursed through his veins. With his unruly mop of blonde hair and curious emerald eyes, Oliver seemed just an ordinary boy, or so he believed. He lived with his aunt and uncle, who often spoke in hushed tones about a mysterious past that seemed to hover over Oliver like a shroud of secrets. Despite the whispers and the occasional strange occurrences around him, Oliver's life followed a predictable routine. He attended the local school, where he excelled in his studies but never quite fit in with his peers. There was always a sense of longing within him, a feeling that there was something more to life than what met the eye. One fateful day, as Oliver wandered through the town's ancient library, he stumbled upon a dusty old tome hidden away on a forgotten shelf. Its title, The Secrets of the Hidden World, beckoned to him like a siren's call. With trembling hands, Oliver opened the book and was immediately engulfed in its pages. The book spoke of a world beyond the mundane, a realm where magic was real and wonders awaited those brave enough to seek them. It spoke of wizards and witches, of spells and potions, of creatures both beautiful and terrifying. And it spoke of a prophecy foretelling the coming of a chosen one, a child with the power to change the course of destiny. As Oliver delved deeper into the book, he felt a stirring within him, a sense of recognition that resonated to the very core of his being. Could it be possible, he wondered, that he was the chosen one spoken of in the prophecy? Could he be destined for greatness beyond the confines of his ordinary life? With newfound determination, Oliver embarked on a journey of self-discovery, determined to unlock the mysteries of his past and embrace the extraordinary destiny that awaited him. Little did he know that the winds of fate were about to sweep him away into a world of enchantment and wonder, a world beyond his wildest dreams. As Oliver delved deeper into the ancient tome, his mind ablaze with newfound knowledge and possibilities, he began to notice peculiar occurrences happening around him with increasing frequency. Objects would sometimes move of their own accord, and strange whispers seemed to echo through the corridors of his home when he was alone. His aunt and uncle, sensing the change in him, grew increasingly wary, their eyes filled with a mixture of concern and apprehension. Yet, they said nothing, keeping their own secrets tightly guarded, as if afraid of what Oliver might uncover. Determined to unravel the mysteries of his heritage, Oliver sought out the guidance of the town's eccentric librarian, Madame Alara. With her piercing gaze and cryptic smile, Madame Alara seemed to know more about Oliver's past than she let on. "Seek the truth within yourself, young Oliver," she whispered, her voice carrying an otherworldly quality. "The answers you seek lie not in dusty tomes, but in the depths of your own soul." Armed with Madame Alara's cryptic advice, Oliver delved into his own memories, searching for clues that might unlock the secrets of his lineage. Yet, try as he might, the memories remained elusive, like fragments of a dream slipping through his fingers. It was during one particularly restless night, as Oliver lay awake in bed, that he felt a strange pull, a tug at the very fabric of his being. Heart pounding, he followed the pull, allowing it to guide him through the silent streets of the town until he found himself standing before a hidden passage, concealed behind a veil of ivy. With trembling hands, Oliver pushed aside the overgrown foliage and stepped into the darkness beyond. What awaited him there, he could not say, but he knew, with a certainty that bordered on obsession, that his destiny lay waiting to be discovered in the depths of the hidden world. And so, with courage in his heart and magic in his veins, Oliver took his first tentative steps into the unknown, ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead. With each step into the hidden passage, Oliver's heart pounded louder, echoing in the darkness around him. The air felt charged with anticipation, and a shiver ran down his spine as he ventured further into the unknown. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, Oliver found himself in a narrow corridor, the walls lined with ancient tapestries that seemed to shimmer with a faint, ethereal glow. He could hear the distant echo of voices, strange and otherworldly, whispering secrets that sent a thrill of excitement through him. With a deep breath, Oliver pressed on, his footsteps echoing in the silence as he followed the winding path deeper into the hidden world. It felt as though he had stepped into a different realm entirely, a place where time flowed differently and magic danced in the very air. Suddenly, the corridor opened up into a vast chamber, bathed in the soft light of 1,000 glowing orbs that hung suspended in the air like stars in the night sky. At the center of the chamber stood a figure cloaked in shadows, their features obscured by the flickering light. "Welcome, Oliver," the figure spoke, their voice echoing like the toll of a distant bell. "You have been chosen, as foretold in the ancient prophecy, to fulfill your destiny and unlock the secrets of your heritage." Oliver's heart raced as he gazed upon the figure before him, feeling a mixture of awe and trepidation at the task that lay ahead. Yet, deep within him, he felt a spark of determination, a resolve to embrace the challenges that awaited him and forge his own path in this magical world. And so, with the guidance of the mysterious figure and the knowledge gleaned from the ancient tome, Oliver embarked on a journey of discovery unlike any other. Together, they delved into the hidden depths of the magical realm, uncovering long-forgotten secrets and facing formidable challenges along the way. With each trial overcome and each mystery unraveled, Oliver grew stronger in both magic and spirit, forging bonds of friendship and loyalty that would carry him through the darkest of times. And as he walked the path of destiny, he knew, deep in his heart, that he was destined for greatness beyond anything he had ever imagined. As Oliver ventured deeper into the magical realm, he encountered wonders beyond his wildest imagination. He met beings of all shapes and sizes, friendly pixies that danced among the flowers, wise old centaurs who spoke of the stars, and mischievous fairies that flitted through the trees like living light. Each encounter taught Oliver something new about the world he had stumbled into, and with each lesson learned, he grew more confident in his abilities. He practiced spells under the watchful eye of his mysterious mentor, mastering the art of wand-waving and potion-making with determination and grit. Yet, for all the wonders he witnessed and the challenges he faced, there was a lingering sense of unease that gnawed at Oliver's heart. He couldn't shake the feeling that something dark and sinister lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike when least expected. His fears were confirmed one fateful night when he stumbled upon a group of hooded figures, their faces hidden beneath dark cloaks, plotting in hushed tones. Oliver's blood ran cold as he realized the true extent of the danger that surrounded him. With the help of his newfound friends and allies, Oliver embarked on a quest to thwart the plans of the shadowy figures and protect the magical realm from their nefarious schemes. Along the way, he uncovered long-buried secrets about his own lineage and the role he was destined to play in the battle between light and darkness. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Oliver's journey became a true test of courage and resilience. He faced fearsome monsters and cunning adversaries, each more formidable than the last, but with unwavering determination and the support of his friends by his side, he pressed on, knowing that the fate of the magical realm rested on his shoulders. And so, with bravery in his heart and magic in his veins, Oliver continued his quest to fulfill his destiny and become the hero he was always meant to be. For in the magical world, where anything was possible, it was not the wand that wielded the power, but the courage and conviction of the one who dared to dream. As Oliver's journey unfolded, he found himself facing challenges that tested not only his magical abilities but also his character. He learned the importance of friendship and loyalty, standing by his companions through thick and thin, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Together, they ventured into the heart of the Forbidden Forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets of times long past and mysterious creatures prowled in the shadows. They braved the depths of hidden dungeons, where dark enchantments lay waiting to ensnare the unwary. Through it all, Oliver remained steadfast, drawing strength from the memories of those who had come before him and the knowledge that he was not alone in his quest. For even in the darkest of moments, there was always a glimmer of hope, a spark of light that refused to be extinguished. But as Oliver delved deeper into the mysteries of the magical realm, he soon discovered that the line between good and evil was not always clear-cut. He encountered beings who straddled the line between darkness and light, torn between their own desires and the greater good. It was in these moments of doubt and uncertainty that Oliver truly came into his own, realizing that true heroism lay not in the absence of fear, but in the courage to face it head-on. And so, armed with nothing but his wits and his indomitable spirit, he pressed forward, ready to, for in the end, it wasn't the battles won or the enemies vanquished that mattered most, but the friendships forged and the memories shared along the way. As Oliver gazed into the flickering flames, their warmth mirrored the resolve in his emerald eyes. No matter the challenges ahead, he knew they would face them with courage, resilience, and an unshakable belief in their bond. As dawn broke over the horizon, casting its golden rays across the tranquil landscape, Oliver felt a renewed sense of peace and purpose. The trials of the previous night seemed distant now, replaced by a hopeful anticipation for the journey ahead. With their hearts set on new adventures, Oliver and his companions embarked on a quest through the enchanted realms. They traversed verdant forests alive with whispering trees, scaled towering mountains where clouds danced at their peaks, and sailed across seas shimmering like liquid sapphire. Each step, each breath of magical air filled them with wonder and excitement, binding their spirits closer together. Along their path, they encountered allies whose strengths complemented their own. A wise centaur named Elysian whose ancient wisdom guided their steps, a spirited pixie whose mischievous laughter lit up the darkest corners of their quest, and a solemn guardian spirit whose loyalty matched their determination. Yet amidst the joy and discovery, Oliver held close the lessons learned, the value of courage in the face of fear, the enduring strength found in unity, and the profound beauty of a world steeped in magic. Their journey reached a pivotal moment when they stumbled upon a forgotten prophecy, its words etched in ancient runes, a dire warning of a dark power stirring anew, threatening to engulf the realm in shadow. With heavy hearts but unyielding resolve, Oliver and his companions knew they must confront this looming threat, guided by the prophecy's cryptic clues. Their path led them deep into the heart of the enchanted forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets of times long past. The air crackled with magic, every leaf and blade of grass seemed to pulse with hidden energy. Here, they encountered the venerable centaur Elysian, whose presence exuded both strength and wisdom. The darkness you seek to vanquish resides within the Forbidden Mountains, Elysian intoned, his voice a deep rumble resonating with ages of knowledge. But beware, young guardians, for the path ahead is perilous. Only those with true courage and steadfast hearts will prevail. With Elysian's counsel echoing in their minds, Oliver and his companions pressed onward, the forbidding peaks of the Forbidden Mountains looming ever closer. As they ascended, the air grew colder, the terrain more treacherous, testing their mettle at every turn. One fateful night, as they gathered around a flickering campfire, Oliver sensed a stirring within, a mix of anticipation and apprehension. He knew that greater challenges awaited them, but he drew strength from the unwavering support of his friends. With Cedric's brave determination, Alara's sage guidance, and Malin's enigmatic powers swirling around them, he believed they could overcome any trial. At last, they stood before the yawning mouth of a darkened cave, a gateway to the heart of the Forbidden Mountains and the source of the growing darkness. Shadows danced on the walls as Oliver, his hand gripping his wand with resolve, led the way into the unknown depths. Within the cavern's labyrinthine passages, they encountered traps cunningly wrought and creatures of shadow and malice. Each obstacle tested their resolve, but their unity and shared purpose only strengthened with every challenge faced and overcome. Finally, they entered a vast chamber where a figure cloaked in darkness awaited, a sinister presence whose malevolent aura crackled with dark magic. The air itself seemed to pulse with tension as Oliver and his friends squared off against this embodiment of the rising shadow. "Welcome, brave ones," the figure hissed, its voice a sinister whisper echoing through the chamber. "You have ventured far, but your journey ends here." With a collective surge of determination, Oliver and his companions unleashed their combined powers, the chamber erupting in a clash of magic and wills. Spells soared and barriers shattered as they fought with all their might, their hearts beating as one in their quest to protect all they held dear. In a decisive moment, Oliver called upon a spell learned from an ancient tome, its incantation resonating with the love and loyalty that bound them together. The dark figure recoiled as the brilliance of their united effort surged forth, shattering its grip on the realm and banishing it into oblivion. Breathing heavily but exultant, Oliver turned to his companions, their faces alight with relief and triumph. They had prevailed. They had thwarted the darkness and safeguarded their world from its insidious grasp. As they made their way back down the treacherous mountain path, the air felt lighter, the shadows retreating in the wake of their victory. Their journey was far from over, but they walked with heads held high, united in their shared belief in the magic that bound them together. For in the end, it was not merely the destination that mattered, but the journey itself, the trials endured, the friendships fortified, and the lessons learned along the way. And as they looked toward the horizon, Oliver and his companions knew that their adventures had only just begun, with new wonders and challenges awaiting them in the ever-unfolding tapestry of the magical realm. Oliver knew that their journey had changed them forever, and that the bonds they had forged would endure through any trial. As they stood together, looking out over the now bright and hopeful land, Oliver felt a deep sense of fulfillment. In the face of darkness, they had discovered the true strength of their hearts, the power of friendship had guided them to victory. The realm celebrated their triumph with colorful banners adorning the village, and the air filled with joyful laughter and jubilant cheers from wizards, witches, and children alike. Hope and happiness radiated through the streets, a stark contrast to the gloom that once hung heavy. Despite the celebrations, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that their journey wasn't entirely over. One evening, standing on a hill with the setting sun casting a warm glow over the landscape, Alara joined him. "Penny, for your thoughts?" she asked, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. Oliver sighed, glancing at the amulet of light hanging around his neck. "We've won a great victory, but I can't help feeling there's still much to be done. The dark sorcerer is gone, but the scars of his reign remain. We need to help the realm heal." Alara nodded, understanding his concern. "Then we shall, together." The next morning, Oliver gathered his friends and shared his thoughts. They all agreed that their mission was far from complete. With the amulet's power, they would travel the realm, mending the damage caused by the dark sorcerer and ensuring that peace and light returned to every corner. Their first destination was a village shrouded in perpetual twilight. As they approached, they saw the weary faces of its inhabitants, their eyes filled with despair. With the amulet's light, Oliver and his friends dispelled the lingering shadows, and the sun shone brightly once more. The villagers, seeing the light return, broke into joyous celebration, their spirits lifted by the hope brought by the young heroes. Word of their deeds spread quickly, and soon Oliver and his friends were traveling from village to village. Each place they visited showed signs of the dark sorcerer's influence. In every location, they brought light, hope, and a renewed sense of community. They helped rebuild homes, restored crops, and used their magic to heal the land. One evening, as they sat around a campfire, Cedric spoke up. "You know, Oliver, I think this is just as important as defeating the dark sorcerer. We're not just undoing his damage, were making things better than they were before. Oliver nodded thoughtfully. You're right, Cedric. It's not just about fighting darkness. It's about bringing light and hope. About making sure that everyone can see that there's always a way forward, no matter how dark things may seem. As the months passed, Oliver and his friends became symbols of hope and resilience throughout the realm. They faced new challenges and adversaries, but their bond grew ever stronger, and their determination never wavered. Each new day was a step towards a brighter future, where the lessons they had learned guided them in creating a world where light and friendship always prevailed. One day, standing atop a hill overlooking a vibrant, thriving village, Oliver looked at his friends with gratitude and pride. "We've come a long way together," he said. "And I know that no matter what the future holds, as long as we stand together, there's nothing we can't achieve." Alara smiled, her eyes shining with the light of the setting sun. "To the future," she said, raising her wand in salute. "To the future," they all echoed, their voices filled with the promise of endless possibilities. And so, Oliver and his friends continued their journey, ever ready to face new challenges and adventures. For they knew that the true magic lay not in the amulet, but in the courage, friendship, and love that had carried them through their darkest days and would guide them into a brilliant and hopeful future. Determination, knowing that the true magic lay not just in the spells they cast, but in the strength of their friendship and the adventures they shared. For in their hearts, they carried the light of hope and the spirit of discovery, always ready to uncover the next mystery and bring magic and wonder to the world. As Oliver and his friends continued their journey through the magical realm, the map of mysteries led them to a remote, mist-covered valley. According to the map, this valley held the entrance to the Vault of Eternity, a place where the most powerful and ancient spells were said to be hidden. Excitement and a hint of apprehension filled the air as they made their way through the dense fog. The path was treacherous, with narrow ledges and sudden drops, but they pressed on, supporting each other every step of the way. Finally, they arrived at a massive stone door, covered in vines and etched with runes that seemed to shimmer faintly in the dim light. "This must be it," Alara whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. Oliver stepped forward, raising the amulet of light. As he did, the runes on the door began to glow, and with a deep rumble, the door slowly swung open, revealing a dark passageway beyond. Taking a deep breath, they stepped inside. The air was cool and damp, and the only sound was the echo of their footsteps. As they ventured deeper, the passageway opened into a grand hall filled with towering columns and intricate carvings depicting scenes of ancient magic. At the far end of the hall stood a pedestal, and upon it rested a large, ornate book bound in deep purple leather. The Book of Eternity. Oliver approached the book cautiously. As he reached out to touch it, a voice echoed through the hall, deep and resonant. "Only those who prove their worthiness may access the knowledge within," the voice intoned. "You must each face a challenge that tests your heart, mind, and spirit." Without warning, the room around them shifted, and Oliver found himself standing alone in a dense forest. The trees loomed tall and ominous, their branches twisting like claws. He heard a faint cry for help and, without hesitation, followed the sound. He came upon a young girl trapped in a thorny bramble. Using his wand, he carefully cut through the thorns, freeing her. As he did, the girl transformed into a glowing figure who nodded approvingly. "You have shown compassion and bravery," she said. "You are worthy." The scene shifted again, and Oliver was back in the grand hall. One by one, his friends reappeared, each having faced and overcome their own challenges. Alara, who had solved a complex puzzle to save an ancient artifact from destruction, demonstrated her intelligence and quick thinking. Cedric, who had navigated a labyrinth to rescue a lost companion, showed his loyalty and determination. Together, they had proven themselves worthy. The voice spoke once more. You have passed the tests. The knowledge of the Book of Eternity is now yours. Oliver carefully opened the book, and as he did, a brilliant light filled the hall. The pages contained spells and enchantments long forgotten, each more powerful than the last. They spent hours poring over the book, absorbing its wisdom and marveling at the depth of knowledge it held. When they finally emerged from the vault of eternity, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. The spells and knowledge they had gained would help them protect the realm and ensure that the light of magic would never fade. As they traveled back to the Council of Elders to share their discoveries, they were greeted with awe and admiration. The council recognized the significance of the Book of Eternity and vowed to use its knowledge wisely. The realm entered a new era of peace and prosperity, with Oliver and his friends at the heart of it all. They continued to explore, learn, and protect, always guided by the light of their friendship and the knowledge they had gained. Years passed, and their adventures became legendary. Stories of their bravery and wisdom were told in every corner of the realm, inspiring new generations of witches and wizards to seek knowledge, stand against darkness, and cherish the bonds of friendship. And so, Oliver and his friends lived out their days as the guardians of magic and light, knowing that their journey, though filled with challenges, had made their world a better place. They had discovered that true magic lay not just in the spells they cast, but in the courage, kindness, and unity they had shown along the way. Years passed since Oliver and his friends uncovered the Book of Eternity. Their exploits became tales told by every hearth, their names synonymous with bravery and wisdom. Peace reigned across the realm, and magic flourished as never before. One crisp autumn day, Oliver was visiting the great library of the ancients. He loved spending time there, studying ancient texts and uncovering forgotten spells. He was deep in a particularly intriguing manuscript when Alara burst into the library, her face pale and eyes wide with alarm. "Oliver," she panted, "you need to see this." She led him through the winding corridors of the library to a hidden chamber they had discovered months ago. Inside, Cedric and the others were already gathered around a large, ancient mirror. The mirror's surface was swirling with dark clouds, and faint whispers echoed around the room. "We found this mirror yesterday," Cedric explained, his voice tense. "It's called the Mirror of Shadows. It shows possible futures, both light and dark. But look at what it's showing now." Oliver stepped closer and stared into the swirling mist. Slowly, a scene began to form. A dark figure cloaked in shadows stood at the edge of a burning forest, holding the orb of eternity. The figure's eyes gleamed with malice, and as they watched, he raised the orb high, casting a wave of darkness that swallowed everything in its path. "Who is that?" Oliver asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "We don't know," Alara replied, her voice trembling. "But it gets worse. Look." The scene shifted, and they saw themselves, older and wearier, standing in the ruins of the Council of Elders. The once grand hall was in shambles, and the Book of Eternity lay open on the floor, its pages torn and scattered. "We must find out who this dark figure is and stop them before it's too late," Oliver said, determination hardening his voice. "The future is not set in stone. We can change this." As they debated their next steps, the mirror's whispers grew louder. Oliver felt a chill run down his spine. The image shifted once more, revealing a shadowy figure watching them from a distant mountain peak, eyes glowing red with ominous intent. "He's already watching us," Cedric murmured, dread seeping into his words. "He knows we're coming. We've faced darkness before," Oliver said, gripping his wand tightly. "We'll face it again, together." But as they left the hidden chamber, a sense of unease lingered. The path ahead was shrouded in uncertainty, and the stakes had never been higher. With the future of their world hanging in the balance, Oliver and his friends steeled themselves for the greatest challenge they had ever faced. As they prepared to set off on their new quest, the sky outside darkened, and a distant roll of thunder echoed through the ancient halls of the library. The realm was holding its breath, waiting for the young heroes to once again stand against the coming storm. And somewhere, high in the mountains, the dark figure watched and waited, a sinister smile playing on his lips. The battle for the future had only just begun.